What's good, Josh? Your boy J Suave. I am the host of J Suave TV. And y'all see the backdrop. I'm finally back to talk to y'all about that BMF season 4. I know. It's been a minute. But we here now, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Tell y'all what, since I've been gone for so long, I ain't even gonna give y'all no long talk at the beginning. I'm just gonna jump straight into the recap. So if you got anything I gotta say all in this video, y'all already know what y'all gotta do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. And let's talk about that BMF season 4 episode 6. It was a crazy one. So it feels like some years ago at this point, I made my first video for season 4 of BMF. It was a video breaking down the trailer for the season, and in that video, I said something along the lines of the BMF Sinister 6 is here and that Terry and Meech need to watch their back. And right now, it's looking like all 6 have finally assembled in this season. And the one character we can give all the credit in the world for making this happen is none other than B-MICKIE himself. We see in this episode, not only did B-MICKIE purposely miss his shot at J Pusha on Terry's order to take him out because clearly he does not have BMF's best interests at heart. We now know for a fact, after his conversation with his newly wedded wife, that he set Lamar on Meech and Terry at the beginning of the season to begin with. He met up with Lamar prior to us seeing him in this season, and I guess he gave him the information on where Meech and Terry would be that night. In an attempt to look better in the eyes of the brothers, he took out Lamar when he had them dead to rights. Obviously, we know he didn't take out Lamar, but B-MICKIE deadass thinks he did. Now, obviously, he did all this with his family in mind first. He wanted to make sure his daughter was taken care of and to make sure his wife ain't leave his ass. I know you heard how she was talking to him in the beginning of the season. I'm not mad at him for doing what he did for the reasons he did it, because at the end of the day, BMF excommunicated him and he needed a way to make some quick money. But to now make your mission to take T and Meech off the board altogether, mind you, it was their family who supported you when you were at your lowest. Lucille was the one who gave you money from the church in order to help support your daughter's operation. Lucille was the one who sang at your wedding. You asked Charles to be your best man. And this is how you go repay the family. This shit is worse when you think about it, because B-MICKIE was a family friend before BMF was even thought of. And then it gets even worse when you think about the fact that you could have easily told Meech that you was working with Brian earlier on in the series. Instead, you chose to keep that to the chest, and that's your own business. But when Meech decides to excommunicate you after the fact, he could have taken you out. Terry was begging him to take you out. He chose not to all those times in season 2. Instead of being thankful and appreciative that you able to get back in this gang and make this money to support your family, you trying to move on some snake shit again? I had B-MICKIE and MVP talks for this season, man. This shit is sickening to watch. One thing for sure, two things for certain though. God don't like ugly. I can't wait to see B-MICKIE get done in the worst way. I'm just feeling like the immortal Lamars will have something to do with his demise. And it'll probably happen before Terry and Meech even realized that he was doing all this shicey shit behind their back. Anyway, like I said, B-MICKIE missed the shots at J Pusha in this episode on Terry's order. But luckily, J Pusha don't link the shooting back to BMF. So instead, he thinks it's his whole other organization entirely. So they get to beef. They sending shots at each other. All B-MICKIE got to say about it when Terry presses him about it is, I'm sorry. I was feeling all this external pressure, some bullshit like that. Boy, you supposed to be our best shot. That's why Terry sent you out there. See, Terry has a conversation with one of the guys earlier on the episode who tell him that maybe you should talk to Meech about the situation before you move. Terry, on his own time in this episode, he's trying to make his own move. And we see what happens when he does so. But before this conversation, we see a snippet of the Mexico timeline. We pick up where we left off in that timeline last week. This kid is being held hostage. He's begging Terry to let him go. Terry ends up letting him go. And Loco don't really like that. He ends up putting hands on Terry. And it took Meech a little long to de-escalate that situation, in my opinion. At the moment I seen that scene, I just knew that whatever decision Terry made in this episode, it was not going to end well. We see Meech in this episode trying to do damage control, trying to make sure the gang understands that BMF is on their side. And he also decides to disassociate with J Pusha altogether. And he's more trouble than he's worth. J Pusha didn't take that shit too kindly though. When Meech finally makes amends with Sheik Mooney Bay's organization, that's when J Pusha comes in, shoot shit up, killing Mr. Bay, and just making life a lot harder on Meech. So now bro definitely gotta go. If he didn't have to go before, he has to go now. Y'all see how B-MICKIE done effed everything up? Get a conversation with T Meech later on in the episode where Meech is basically pressing Terry for making this badass decision that's put BMF in a much worse spot than it was to start the episode. Terry responds to Meech basically saying that all you care about is this drug game. Meech says, I only entered this shit for the family. Then Terry says, what family? Our family been going through while you've been gallivanting doing Lord knows what. Nikki pregnant. Pop's talking about deleting himself. Wait, what? Run that back. Pop said, what? Bro, I'm trying to tell you. The family is not in a good position right now in BMF. I've been a little light on the recap, so I'm going to put y'all on game from what happened in the last episode. My son Charles, he broke his hand. He was telling everybody in the world, I'm about to go back on tour. We're going to have the money right. We're going to be good. My son was so hyped, he was trying to invite the waitress out on tour. He couldn't wait. I felt so bad when I seen that cinder block crush Bro's hand off of that dumbass distraction. So now he can't go on tour and he can't work. That's not a good combination for Charles. But what makes it even worse is Lucille talking down to him when all he wants to do is provide for his family. She been doing that all season long, bro. It's on Charles' body. I get it. He cheated on you some years ago. Now, I'm not saying you need to let it go, but if y'all supposed to be amicable under the same roof, if you see my son is trying to provide for y'all, why are you still giving him a hard time? Mind you, she's not even just giving Charles a hard time. She giving Nicole a hard time too. She finds out in this episode Nicole's pregnant. She's asking her how long you gonna keep this a secret. Whose baby is it? Is it Breeze's, Worms, Germs? Dead boyfriend from season 1? Who? It's just like Lucille has no filter this season. That shit is kind of getting annoying, high key. And I get it. We seen her try to apply for welfare in this episode. Shit got denied, so she's extra angry. But one, like the lady in that welfare office told you, you could have lied and you probably could have got that bread to help support your family. Two, you have not one, but 2 sons out here getting into some real deal breach. Now, granted, it's some illegal breach, but it's breach nonetheless. If you don't just ask these 2 niggas for help at this point, I know you a pastor, but you gotta stop being holier than thou right now. Shit is looking real bad. You gonna have a whole extra mouth to feed with Nicole's baby on the way. Yeah, man, Lucille's insults get so bad that Charles was talking about deleting himself. It really was so sad to hear. And it was really sad to see the hope just leave his eyes. I remember all last season, Charles, you know, him and Lucille weren't in the best place. He was so eager to try to get her back in his life. Granted, things ain't work out, but they still agreed to be friends by the end of the season. And that was a storyline that I really liked last season. I think that was the best storyline in all of season 3. I don't really care that him and Lucille are at odds this season. I just hate the fact that he can't do what he wants to do. The fact that the tour got taken away from him and shit like it was going to be back on. And now he can't even go because of his current circumstance. Not only that, but he can't work to provide for his family. And then his wife is making him feel lesser than on a day-to-day. Bruh, I feel for my son Raw Dog Charles, man. I need him back in the field ASAP. Other things happened in this episode. Duffy decided he's not gonna snitch on Meech after getting picked up in the last episode. He stayed 10 toes down even after that speech his father gave him. He said he's BMF for life. Brian, F you, suck your mother. Obviously, cue ball Brian was tight, but he got some evidence by the end of the episode. It looks like it's gonna help him in his investigation of BMF. We gonna see. We got Meech meeting up with Purdy in this episode as well after she got shot in the last one. She's doing okay. Hopefully she's back out on the stage soon enough, but you know Trell hating ass is still outside. So if I was Meech, I would find a discreet way to put a bullet in between bro's eyes. Because as long as he's alive, you know he's gonna be at risk of hating. Finally, we got Boom, Markeisha, and Terry's storyline continuing in this episode. Terry pulls up to the crib, he got Markeisha and just kicks Boom's ass. Boom, like, you really dumb as hell. She just playing you the same way she played me. Despite him telling him this though, Terry's still asking her, you really go choose this dude over me? Brother, she's married to him. You already lost. It took all this for him to realize LaWanda was the one for him. That's crazy work. Only took you 4 seasons to realize that baby mom was the realest on your team. Finally, we see more separation between the brothers in this episode at the most unfortunate time. Terry tells Meech his family would be better off without him, and Meech tells Terry that you only are where you are right now because you followed me to patch Scar back in the day. In a time where their family needs them to be together the most, the separation continues to build between the two. And let's go hit him at the worst time where all their ops coming at him at the same time with the remaining episodes we have left. I'm very curious to see how the plots go save the both of them. With all this separation between the brothers in the present day, why do we need this Mexico timeline still? Like, what's the significance of this Mexico timeline that we need this at the beginning of every episode? If we just go continue to see the brothers separate in real time anyway, wrap this shit up. Also, we got Saweetie in this episode, another celebrity playing on BMF. Hopefully she got better acting chops than Young Miami. The verdict's still out on that one though. She was pretty decent in this episode though, like nothing to write home about. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all for this recap of BMF 4-6. What y'all think about this episode? How y'all feeling about the season so far overall? I personally think it's been way better than season 3 so far. I don't think it's even a conversation. And I'm honestly hoping they got a season 5 in the tank. This giving me prime BMF right here. You know your expectations going into the next episode. I'll be in host J, so I hope we've been entertained. We go talk soon. Peace out.